Hello, I'm Mark Carbonell, Managing Director of the Midwest Minority Think Tank for Public Policy, Leadership, and Service. I'm coming with a special message today, a Father's Day message for 2015. And I want to start with a very familiar passage, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I just want to make a few points on Father's Day. Responsibility being the first. A father has the responsibility of providing food, shelter, clothing, the basic elements. A man who does not provide for his own household is worse than an infidel. These are words that are recorded in the New Testament. Second, instructions. It is imperative upon a father to pass on instructions. And three of those lessons should be love, faith, and respect. A man should teach his children to lay down his life for a friend. That comes directly from Jesus, the teacher. Second, faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. In this current generation, it's important, imperative even, that our children are taught about the faith. Third, respect. You should honor your mother and father, that your days may be long on the earth, and that it will go well with you. That's the first commandment with a promise. Third, a father himself should have growth. A father's love should always experience growth. A father's love finds and proves its greatest maturity in the failures and disappointments of his children. Yes, you heard me correctly. A father's love finds and proves the greatest maturity in the failures and disappointments of his children. It's easy to praise and rejoice with those who are excelling, but the true measure of love is when they're not measuring up to a standard or falling short in areas. And this is when a father's firm love, a father's hand is needed so desperately. The text, John 3:16, exemplifies that in our failures and disappointments toward our Heavenly Father, that while we were yet sinners, he gave his Son, his most precious gift, that the world might live with him. Also, a father's love should develop trust. A father should have trust. The highest level of fatherhood is the trust of those who depend upon him for guidance and protection. The numerical count of offspring does not measure the stature of a father, but rather the trust the dependents have on him for the decisions he has to make. Let me give you a personal example. Winters in Ohio can be treacherous. Often there's ice on the ground, and once I was taking my baby daughter at the time, Madison, who was a toddler, out of her car seat, and I immediately felt my foot begin to slip on ice. I could not release her in her snowsuit and insulated from the elements quite carefully. I could not release my hand from her to break the fall for fear of losing contact with her and causing injury to her. So instinctively, I pulled her even closer to me and began a maneuver of a roll so that I could become parallel with the ground and roll with her, and that my shoulder would take the brunt of the fall, and that all she would have to do was stay close to me, and I would roll over and she would not be injured. In fact, Madison's expression never changed. When I was able to get up and walk uprightly, it was as if she knew that whatever was going on, her father had it all in control. And that's what we have to do in our lives as fathers. Prepare the children to know that we are working with the Heavenly Father to keep the matters in control. And once again, the ultimate example given by God in his word, John chapter 3, verse 16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. I'm Mark Carbonell, Managing Director of the Midwest Minority Think Tank. And that's my Father's Day message for 2015.